It's just a simple oil change. That's probably one of the first things you probably want to be doing on this vehicle whenever you first acquire it, especially if you don't have no idea what the cycle has been for the oil. All right, so it's as simple as this. So here's the oil pan, and then there's the oil bolt itself. Oil filter is somewhere up in this direction. We'll get to that in a minute. First, we'll drain the oil pan first. I need a 50 millimeter socket. If you got a 1/2 inch drive, great. It makes it easier to more leverage. 3/8 will work just fine too. I mean, normally these things should not be very tight on there. If they are, whoever did it last was a maniac. Probably used power tools in this thing, which you should not do. So anyways, yeah, I'm gonna I call it loosen it up, and then we're gonna get the oil drained out of this thing first. So let's get this thing care of. Hopefully it comes on the camera all right. Of course, make sure it's lifty-loosey. So we're gonna go this way, which is going counterclockwise. Clockwise is tightening, counterclockwise is loosening. And you can move this out of the way temporarily, because I mean it's not just come gushing out. It's easier to pull than push. So I mean, if you have the room, you might want to be on the other side just to pull the damn thing. But you can also just tap this guy too. There we go, got it loose, and it should just come out smooth. So, and make sure to give extra good, because it's gonna pour out straight, and then it's gonna eventually want to work its way back. So you still monitor it, obviously. Let's get this guy out. All right, let the oil run out. All right, let's give it a minute, and we'll check back whenever it's done draining. Which I guess about here, it's pretty good to go. You're never going to get every single drop of old oil out, but you're going to get pretty damn close to it. So let's clean the outside best you can. You can use a paper towel. A rag is best, but paper towel works just fine too. And then from there, let's get that drain plug back in. Alright, drain plug. It'll drop drain here, right? There you are, little bastard. And of course, clean this guy. Probably best. I've always heard you want to replace those little rubber bits, but honestly, I've ran with one for forever and never had any problems with it. It seals up just fine. I have seen some of these threads do get fucked up sometimes, so if it's having a rough time trying to get out, then consider getting a new plug in and putting it in. So let's get this threaded in like so. Just by hand. Should get pretty much all the way by hand. All right, so you're pretty much good. We will tighten that later. First, we're going to take care of the filter now. So the filter is up here, so we're going to get to that in a minute. Let's go take a ride. First, so the oil is probably going to end up dropping around this direction or so. So, just make sure to put your oil pan around this direction or so, because it's probably going to fall from around here. Split from here or around there, depending on which way the oil wants to flow. But since most of the oil has been drained out of it, we shouldn't have to worry about too much of it at worst. So at worst, you have a small oil spot which you can clean up with some cat litter or whatever that new absorbent stuff is nowadays. But all right, let's go to the filter. So the filter is basically right here. Let me take my thing off. Get this guy here. All right, so let's see right here. That's the filter right there. That's the filter right there. And in here, so you should have this much amount of room to get in here, so you shouldn't have to jack it up at all. If for some reason your tires are much bigger, I will also recommend probably checking if the tire's the right size. I know some manufacturers have, for some reason, have over large tires. I guess they have for off-roading or whatever, but problem is that your speed might get affected as well, which happened with me before. So I have had Firestones that were blocking me about this far in, and what was happening was that like I was about 5 miles off. I was going at 5 miles over because the larger tires, more movement, physics and all that. You may run into some issues with the law if you ever have to deal with that. But anyways, let's get this thing off, and let's see if I can just do it one-handed. Move the little flap up, and just unscrew it. Should be able to do it by hand. If not, you may have to get underneath and use a hand tool, or you guys probably fit the tool up in here too. It's a little more difficult to get the tool up in this direction, but just like that. And yep, got the new one out, old one out. Let's check all the little oil got captured down here. Looks like it did. Fantastic. All right, now let's get the new filter in place. All right, then got the old filter off. Let's get the new one on. So what we're gonna do is just going to get in here and clean that area up. That's right down there. So that's where the old filter is basically at, and we're just gonna clean the area up a little bit. Looks pretty clean, but just gotta be sure. You want to have a good seal on it with the rubber and all that. So let's do that. Let's get this right here. Up in here. Paper towels are fine. Just gotta make sure to just double check to make sure there's no threads or anything that get left behind. Rag is always best, but I'm just doing this because not everybody has rags. Not that expensive, but they cost more than paper towels. If you're on a real tight budget, we've all been there. Then paper towels are also a good option to use. They're perfectly fine. They do clean up the mess. All right, so that's all relatively clean. It's pretty good. All right, let's get the new one on. So let's get the new one on. So the new one on right here, and as of the filming of this, November 2025, these cost $6 online a piece by Rock Auto. I'm not sponsored by them. I just use them. They are pretty damn cheap across the board. I haven't had any problems whatsoever. It's actually like a pretty good idea to save money by buying in bulk. So you could buy a bunch of these, $6 a piece. Have them in your under your bed or whatever, or in your closet, and just have them there because you're going to eventually use it at some point in the future. And the shelf life doesn't is really long. It doesn't expire. All right, so flip it over. Let's get some old oil or new oil. Sorry, new oil on here. Clean oil for that matter. Rub this sucker in there. There's a bunch of schools of thought to do and not do this. I've never had any problems putting this stuff on here. And it has helped me before, helped get it off. So I mean, even too, it's just extra ways of being able to make sure that it stays on here. Obviously, if the motor overheats by a crazy amount, gaskets may have issues coming off. There's a bunch of other factors that may affect whether or not this will come off or not. But another one is to make sure it is hand tight or by using a tool. It should always be hand tight. So. Got this all done, so let's get this in place now. So let's get my little light in here, like so. And we're gonna get this guy in here. Get right here, like so. And we're gonna get this, of course. Come on, light. There you go. All right, there we go. There we go. That's a little better. And let's get the new filter on here. Just put it on. Should be able to go pretty easily by hand. If you feel any resistance, you're cross-threading it, so just be wary of that. But you should be able to just hand tight that sucker right on there. Just like smooth like that, super smooth, just like that. There, just hand tight this sucker, and then you should be good. New filter on. All right, let's get the oil in. Well, the drain plug. Not much, just a simple quarter turn should be good. And let's put the oil in after that. And the oil, pretty simple. Take out your dipstick. There's no other plug or any kind of other mechanism to get the oil into the engine itself. The dipstick is pretty much the way in, and also the way to check your oil as well. So we're going to pour it in. I got about a quart in this one. Really kind of mileage because well, this truck's been in my possession for a while. I put a lot of miles on her, so I'm gonna treat her right. So dump a quart in. Relatively easy. And this thing does take 4.5 quarts, by the way. So do your math accordingly. Figure how many quarts you want to get. I've been buying from Costco. Sam's Club, I'm sure has the same kind of similar deals as well. Just again, buying in bulk for cheap. I mean, you can get 2 of these 5 quarts for like 35 bucks, which is, you know, a really good deal compared to like O'Reilly's, AutoZone, and anywhere else. Again, not sponsored by them. I'm just another customer, you know, that uses this stuff and likes running my vehicles on a budget and not well, stretching my dollar really and making sure it lasts as long as possible. So it's 1 quart. Let's see if I can get 3.5 over here. This is gonna be tricky. This is 5. Another thing that'll help out too as well, if it's a full container like this, hold it sideways. They have a massive amount of control, and you can pour it better than trying to pour it in spout first. You know, instead of like a little teacup, you got, you know, the full grip here. So let's get a good gauge here. Just ballpark it a little bit. Don't go, obviously, don't go over, or else there's gonna be too much oil pressure. If you go under, you're not gonna have enough pressure and not enough lubrication. So both are bad. So you gotta match it. So I got 1 quart down. Gotta get about to 3 and right this about there. All that. I think, yeah, it's 1 quart down to 3.5 actually. Yeah, so actually down here actually 2. Yeah, well, 1.5 quarts is gonna be left in here. Okay, let's get down to there. So the light's not very good. This little camera doesn't do so well with low light. It's one of those flaws. Just what it is. Okay. Yeah, I got ways to go. Almost there. A little bit longer, so I'm already about here already. So you get to a little bit more down there. That should be enough. Yeah, pretty much on the money. Alright, but yeah, that's pretty much it. After that, just, you know, make sure it all goes down best you can, and then yeah, start her up, get her all lubricated, ready to go. Also, I mean, I have seen people want to do the whole pour oil into the filter thing. This naturally will go down to it anyway because of the way how the levels of the filter are. And I'll see that too. I mean, if you pour the oil in the filter, it will just spill out on the side. So, I mean, I just don't do that. It's just a lot easier and cleaner just to, you know, just to put it, I guess they say, in the more traditional manner and all that. But other than that, that's pretty much it. It's an oil change. Save you a little money over a period of time, and you get to have, you know, nice, fairly good, high quality oil. I mean, you got your fully synthetic, high mileage and all that, for instance, and for a lot cheaper. And you get to actually do it yourself, and actually with a good filter too, as well, instead of the bulk stuff. So, yeah, good luck, and let me know in the comments if you've got any questions.